This is Jim Bratton Podcast, Business Edition. In-depth conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners. Now, here's Jim.
Hi, this is Jim Bratton, and we're recording from studio at Marmum. Today we're going to talk to Hunter Simmons. Hunter is an attorney, and I'm going to let you tell some of your own background. Number one, where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school? How'd you happen to become an attorney?
It's funny that we're talking about criminal defense on Memorial Day 2024.
You're right.
Beautiful Galveston.
I might mention that is your specialty now.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim, for the hospitality.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love seeing you and Mary all the time. And I love Galveston, so I really appreciate you doing that. I grew up in Ballinger, Texas, which is near Abilene, Texas. 3 traffic lights.
Yeah, got it.
And Dad was the dentist, Mom was the guidance counselor. Basically, I didn't get away with anything in our small town.
Of course you did.
So I was a reprobate. Didn't think the rules applied to me, which really helps me in what I do now, which is really empathize with my clients who are accused of crimes.
All right, so you were semi-bad boy?
Semi-bad. You could probably drop the semi. Yeah.
All right. Near Abilene.
Sure.
And then, okay, school. How'd you happen to choose school? And did you go into school with the idea you were going to be an attorney?
Gotcha. That's a good question. The first time I really was like, this is what I want to do, was I was in mock trial in Abilene, and this judge, we were at a mock trial tournament. In high school. I did mock trial.
Okay, so you were pointed toward the whole lawyer thing.
Yeah, it's an ego thing, Jim, I think. I really like hearing my own voice.
Well, good.
And I think,
chance on this, by the way.
But the judge was like, son, you going to go to law school? I was like a junior high school. They were giving us all their critiques around. And this old gray-haired dude that...
Wait a minute, you're getting a little bit... insensitive area right there when you're talking about some old gray-haired dude. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wisdom.
Just for the record, Jim has gray hair.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah. At least it's all there, though.
I still have some little comb over in the back, but we're good. Okay. Some gray-haired old guy.
I tell you all the time, Jim, just before we get off on this topic, I'm like, I don't care what color my hair is, as long as when I'm your age, I have that much hair on my head. That's a win.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got into the...
Yeah, I don't know.
Cosmetology area here, but okay.
Non sequitur. I apologize. So have to do a lot of editing.
So, no, we're not. We're going to let this thing be just as it is. All right. Okay. They want to know. People want to get to know you.
Yeah.
And so they will.
So the judge said, son, are you going to be a lawyer? I think you should be. And that was enough there. Went to UT.
Yeah.
The only reason why I went to UT is my best friend Zane, the top 10% rule in college. My best friend was like, look, dude, I know you want to go to A&M, but there's this quarterback at Texas named Vince Young. We should probably go there. Because he was like, we're like, well, he's a lifelong friend. And he convinced me to go to UT. When I was at UT, I did mock trial and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, started out as a math major because I really enjoyed my physics teacher growing up in that little small town.
A single teacher in a small town that's very competent.
Yeah.
Make a big difference in the way you look at things.
Totally. And really enthused me, Jim. I appreciate you for that point. I've really enthused me to be like, with my mind and my I could get out of this little bitty baby small town and go out to the world and make a difference. And that was fun.
So this mock trial judge really served as a guidance counselor.
Sure. And really got my feet wet, or gave me the confidence to try to get my feet wet.
So did you stay a math major? What happened?
I became a math major freshman UT. I got into differential equations. I don't know if anybody's ever taken that class.
I have.
But yeah, that's when I was like, no, we're not going to do this anymore. And then I switched to economics or something. Don't ask me anything about economics. But I needed the degree because I knew I was at that point. I was going to take the LSAT, and I was going to go to law school.
Okay.
So I was going to do that.
Sophomore year?
Sophomore year, something like that.
You made the differential equations decision.
Yeah.
Or differential equations-based decision for you. You're right. I had to take... It's incredibly difficult.
And just for our listeners out there, I really appreciate Jim. We've known each other for what, a decade now?
At least, yeah.
And we hit it off at a coffee shop downtown under the Rice Hotel. And it just so happens we have the same birthday.
You're absolutely right. And certainly the same affinity for differential equation.
Exactly.
All right. Math be gone, we'll say.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take the LSAT.
Take the LSAT, got a marginal score, but enough to get me into South Texas.
All that counts.
Yeah. And then they don't call it lawyer school. They call it law school. So you go there, you take all the bar classes that you can. And I passed the bar the first time I took it.
Very good.
And then just fell into with some other gray hairs in this Robert Allen Stanford, Bernie Madoff type federal trial. And that's when I was like, all right.
Just coming out of law school then?
I was like a 3L. My buddy Lance got me that job. Another really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
That helped me get to where I am today.
Wow.
So like he introduced me to all these very estimable lawyers that I like. Okay. In criminal defense, there's a lot of lawyers, right? So it's hard to know which one to pick. But I guess the mentors that I had back then, basically, one of them put it like this: you want to be James Bond in the courtroom,
right? And
you don't want to be all wind and no rain. And so, like when I say
that's a hat with no cattle or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. You don't want to say things. There's a lot of criminal defense lawyers, and I'm not going to name that. Just from my observation, I don't want to. I don't try to passively aggressively negotiate on behalf of my client with the district attorney.
Okay.
If we have triable issues, I will set things for trial, and all my clients enjoy a $0 trial fee, which means like whatever my retainer fee is, that's all in to get them the result that they wish for. And we take all kinds of time with it. My clients never feel rushed. This is a very serious matter.
Yeah.
Your criminal record, and I know from personal experience, the drawbacks I did them to myself, but I had a criminal record, and that put me behind the what am I looking for here? That was an impediment to advancing my career.
Yeah.
But it's okay now. I used to be so deathly afraid of telling my prospective new clients about my history, but they actually appreciate that. And they're like, my lawyer's been in my shoes, and we feel like an actual team together.
That's a unique empathy.
Exactly. And that helps me communicate with my clients. And we all, at the end of the day, like the number one grievance among the lawyers is their failure to communicate. And so sometimes I haven't met deadlines and I don't have good reasons for them. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like my clients have never failed or never accused me of failing to communicate with them.
Yeah.
Which is cool because, these are walking referrals for me to where I could get big enough to do things like the podcast today.
Yeah.
And branch out in that way. But does that make sense?
It does completely.
Okay.
No. You probably can offer them a sense of empathy and commitment that just is not found.
And that's why I pointed out that it's very apropos that we're doing the podcast on Memorial Day. Because for veterans that died for our country to serve, to protect our freedoms, I completely believe that I am doing exactly what I need to do, which is be a criminal defense lawyer, a defender of the Constitution, because we live in America, and America is not a democracy, or it wasn't intended to be a democracy. It was intended to be a republic.
Right.
What's the difference between a democracy and a republic, right? A democracy is subject to majority whims. Right. So I take Mary out on a date, okay?
I'd rather you didn't.
And Jim does not like that. And Jim gets his little merry band of proletariat Galveston coffee people to be like, no, that was messed up what Hunter did. we're going to go after him.
So we attack you with what? Shards of coffee cups?
Yeah, exactly. Like the penalty is death. Okay? Very drastic injury. But you get a majority together and y'all all catch me because I get scared of you with your torches and everything coming after me. And you come after me and y'all capture me and a vote is held. A vote is held. Jim says, who here, raise your hands, thinks that Hunter shouldn't be hanged?
Okay.
And no one raises their hands except me. I don't think you should hang me, right?
But the majority.
But the majority is on your side. And then so when you ask the second question, who thinks we should hang him because he took that gorgeous Mary out on a date, I understand why he did it, but that was wrong. She's married to Jim. We should hang him for that or do some sort of punishment. Hanging's a little melodramatic, but in the Wild West, that's what they did.
It also served as entertainment.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the name of the Roman guy, but Draco or Draconian.
Oh, Draconian, that's where
Draconian laws. Draconian laws, that comes from a person, a Roman previous to, his name's escaping me, but there was also a Roman before, not Socrates, Aristotle, all those people, but there was a Roman that espoused this idea that without no law, there can be no freedom. And draconian laws were a manifestation of the Romans trying to find out how to practice.
Was that sort of a trial run for them, the whole draconian approach? They started talking about the pendulum swinging one way or the other?
Exactly. And they were figuring out how to properly punish people for crimes. So I take Mary out on a date, right? Draconian laws say death.
Right.
Like for any crime that's committed, it's death.
Okay.
Right? So they needed to work on the
nuances.
Right, exactly. So, as I said all that to say this, we live in a country where it's a republic. Why do I make the distinction between republics and democracies?
Exactly.
In a republic, we have the right to a fair trial.
Right.
We have the right to due process of law. We have the right to confront those that accuse us of things. And the jury is not ruled by a majority.
Right.
It takes a majority to get true billed by the grand jury, et cetera. But in actual trial, to find like a client guilty of a crime, it has to be unanimous. And that's because we do not live in a democracy. And our founders knew that a democracy is not stable. We can't all agree on anything, and given the climate of the country right now. But what's cool about our founders is they set up these tools to keep us like sort of living in order and not in chaos. One of them being the right to a fair trial. And I feel as though my service to this country that I love and to continue to like aid in us having this free discourse that you and I have.
The ability to.
Because this right here is a privilege in and of itself. Like I get to say whatever I want to you, Jim.
That's right.
Within reason, right? And you trust me enough to bring me to your studio and us have
a forthright conversation.
Exactly. And that's cool. And our founders knew that. And that's why rule number 1 is freedom of speech. We need to constantly be talking to each other. But so what's it? So a republic has things in it that are not subject to majority whims.
And this is one of the things that brings you into criminal defense then.
Correct.
And it's a contribution that you make.
Correct. Because I am there my job as if I'm not defending the Constitution for my client, and I could subject myself to being an incompetent criminal defense lawyer, like opening me up to lose my bar card or something. It's not that dramatic, but I'm just saying that these rights are there, but they're not just going to be given to us.
Give me a sentence to sum all this up. We're ready to wrap up this podcast. We've learned a lot. I've learned a lot, and I appreciate the discourse. I have an inkling into why you became an attorney, and what's more, why you became a defense attorney. Tell me, you've given a sentence, or give me a sentence to wrap up where you feel you fit in on all this.
On that point that you just
Yeah.
made,
In terms of the scope of things,
these rights, they're not going to be given to you. At the end of the Star Spangled Banner, it says, "Home of the brave."
right?
I think what that means is we've got to be brave enough to breathe life into our rights.
Hunter Simmons, thank you so much for this conversation. We'll have more.
Yeah.
There's lots of questions to be answered, lots of specific items to be covered. Thank you very much for your time.
Looking forward to it, Jim. Thank you for the opportunity.
This has been Jim Bratton Podcast, Business Edition. Contemporary business conversations. A Jim Bratton production. I'm Sierra Safel.